We just have known and understand the feeling of a student and how he is stressed with the online education, and he just wants to get back to the school as soon as possible, and he is awaited for the classroom. And now let's talk to a parent from Hyderabad, and let us collect some opinions of parents and how they feel about the online education now. So to give us a lot more opinions, we have a parent from Hyderabad. Miss Shagundala, can you hear me, madam? Hello? Hello? Well, in this scenario of this unlimited freedom for the children at their homes, learning is most possible through online classes, says few, and where it argues it diverts the concentration of students, and it also impacts on the mental health of the students and also straining their eyes so much than ever before. So to give us a lot more views on this, we have another caller. Hanisha Kulati, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Well, yes. So there are n number of challenges we have and n number of difficulties we face each and every day. Well, it happens same with the student as well, where the students couldn't attend the online class just because of the internet, improper internet connectivity, or lack of devices at their place, or lack of enough support which they have been. And to give us a lot more. So we have a parent, Hanisha. Hanisha?
Yeah.
Yes, Hanisha.
Yeah.
So, do you think learning is possible through online classes?
Yeah, definitely not. When you take education, education is not just about theoretical practice or practical sessions that go on. It is a tree which has different branches. Education can be learned through various means. It's not necessary that we go to classes and try to maintain the decorum or pay attention to the teachers. Of course, teachers play an important role. But what is happening here is the online education was happening right now. It's a kind of a positive thing that has come into life, but at the same time, it does have its own disadvantages. Like when you look at from a children's perspective point of view, it's not easy for a child, child who is in the age of 9th standard or 8th standard, children like this, yes, they are exposed to technology, but at the same time, they also should take it. They are making many possibilities where the child's mind can be deviated from the subject, or trying for a child focus, especially when the lecturer is or it is not an easy task from a teacher's point of view also to make sure that the child is listening to them or are trying to understand. So things like this, many of the schools, colleges and universities, they came up with a system of live interactions or one-to-one interactions, but this came later, much later than what is happening now. Now people have come forward. Many educational institutions have come forward for having one-to-one interactions or trying to create the time.
So, Hanisha, like being a parent, what are the major challenges and the difficulties you face because of online education?
See, challenges is not one thing that you can handle. Every day you learn something from a child. A child's mind, as we all know, it is like a plastic which can be molded into whichever form we make them to. So the challenges here, what as a parent we face is the kind of the concentration level that the child is focusing on the subject, because since it's online, everybody is exposed to the technology, everybody is exposed to something which is larger than their mind. So they tend to get tempted in various ways. So maintaining the concentration levels here as a parent, constantly monitoring them, and also children have been restricted by staying home so much now they've lost their complete freedom. As a child, we go to school. For them, schools are a place where they socialize, a place where they learn new things, a place where they meet their friends. It's a total different play, a totally different thing or total different interaction that happens between in the school for a child. But since all of that has been restricted now and no one is really ready to send their children to school right now, as a parent, these are some of the major things that we cannot provide them at home. Because apart from taking care of them as well, we have certain other responsibilities too. So giving the support and the care and the concentration towards them, it's 2 to 10 steps higher than what we do in a day-to-day life. That every movement matters right now, what they're thinking or what they're undergoing. Because they're very young as now, they probably might not be understanding. Many students still do. People like the students who are much younger, teens and early 20s, students like them, we don't have to care much. But primary students, higher primary students, they are someone whom we have to look into because this is the time where they're growing too. And when you're exposed to so much technology or so many tricks that you can manipulate them, that they can manipulate us into, keeping all of that into view and not hurting them much or listening to them and then showing them the correct path is one of the biggest challenges that every parent will face right now. Because when you deal with teenage students have just been exposed to life outside school, they just enter college soon. So your students' mindset, it becomes in a way that whatever they think is right or whatever they do is correct. So in being in that zone and then restricting them to home, it's a really huge task to deal with in the first place.
Well, how does it, how is the impact on your kids? Like, online education is digitally very new and it's a sudden transformation from classroom to online. So what kind of transformation you observe in a kid and how do you feel about this transformation completely?
See, online education, you basically have to invest a lot of time into it. Because in India, our education system is not as advanced. It is advanced, but it has not come to a point where this shift what we have experienced now is a sudden shift. None of us were ready for it. None of the teachers were ready for it, nor students. There were a lot of people who faced a lot of troubles in the initial stages. But slowly as we've been going through the process and getting accustomed to the small tricks of the trade, it is, I'll tell you, it is much more easier now than before because your child sits in front of a computer all the time and they just stare into the screen. We wouldn't understand if they are understanding the concept of whatever the teacher is teaching. And most of the sessions, they go on recording sessions of a teacher. So there is no live interaction with the teacher. So basically when your kid has a doubt or anything, they look up to you because you are the next person that is sitting next to them and guiding them through the process. And if you are not aware of the subject that they are learning, then you are in a complete soup. So these are some of the smallest education basic things that a parent should probably be aware of. Learning a basic.
So well, Srilata, in this strict outbreak of COVID-19 and where the days the higher spike of the cases are being observed, so if the schools are reopened, are you ready to send your kids to schools back?
Definitely not, Vasavi. I think no matter how hard the situations are, I do not want to risk my child's life by sending them to school. But yeah, probably if educational institutions give us the assurance and maintain perfect sanitization, or if they are providing the kind of facilities that they are going to provide in this situation, because there are a lot of things that we have to consider, because social distancing is one of the important things that we have to maintain right now. And
Yes.
sending kids to schools and making them understand all these concepts, and we won't even be there to make to monitor them that if they're following it. So I have young children, so I wouldn't want to take the chance of sending my kids to school, because their health is more important for me.
That's
and
very
the
sweet part of you. So here, like in this rapid move towards online education, which has aligned a large number of digital have-nots from the virtual classrooms. So if you observe any kind of mental stress that your kid is facing.
Kids tend to become a little low during this point, because their daily life has changed so much. They've been completely. We as an adult, I think we are going out to get some groceries, or we have the minimum basic etiquette of following the social distance or whatever. But kids do not have that. They are very open-minded. They love their freedom. They not want to be restricted. Not touch this. Don't do that. Don't do it. And once when they are at home, they lost. Even at home, they lost their freedom. They cannot move. They're just stuck with online training. They don't have any outdoor sports. All the games that they can do is only indoors. And also, they do not, the kind of cuddling they get from parents, that is much lesser now, because parents, we as a parent want to go out for our livelihood. There are so many things, and they feel lonely, and they don't know what to do.
So here yes. So in the times of this online education, where each and every family member needs a gadget, like at least to attend the online classes, everyone needs a phone or a lappy which has an internet connection. So how your family has managed this? So if you had enough gadgets at place, or if you had to, or if you were forced to buy some for the kids, or especially for the online classes, or if you have any tabs provided by schools for your kids already. So how this kind of arrangements were made by you for this online class attendance?
So basically what I think is I am grateful for all the kind of luxuries that we have right now, because a lot of people, as you rightly said, a lot of people who cannot, who are not in a situation to go out and buy something, you invest on something, so on a temporary basis. Thankfully, we did not have any such issues, and it was a little tough in the beginning because to learn the technology, but later it was fine. But apart from that, there are a lot of students who are facing this issue, because not everyone can have an iPad or a laptop or any gadget for themselves to go through this. But I'm sure as 90% of the population have smartphones, probably it wouldn't have been that hard. But yeah, there are a lot of cases that came up. We recently also have heard of a case in Kerala where a student, a girl, she did not have any means to buy a device, a technological device, a smart device for her online education. Since her education abruptly got stopped and nobody really helped her, she committed suicide. So there are so many cases like this that, we tend to oversee, or many government institutions oversee too. So I think that is not fair for children.
Yes. So here, when we are speaking about this kind of little challenges while we are facing in a regular life, and people and the students mostly tend to miss their online classes. So at such times, how are you helping your kids in teaching them missed out classes? So how do you spend your time being an employee already? So how do you get time to help your children?
So, yeah, as we did discussed earlier also, there is, if our initiative from as a parent, if it was already, it's always 10, the support you get from your parents is always on a scale of 1 to 10, it's always 10. But here in these situations, parents have to go a step or two higher. It has to go above this scale because there are so many emotions and so much of mentally it is draining to even think or discuss about all these things that we do on a daily basis because there are so many minute things that we do not have to concentrate before, but now we have to because we don't know how it's going to affect us as a family. So what I do is I keep a track of the chapters my kids attend to. I keep a track. I just have a brief look of what exactly they're dealing with so that if they're going with recorded classes. See, here in online education, they also tend to have recorded lectures where the teacher records the lecture and sends it via email. So when you're listening to TV, it's quite easy because you also can sit with your student and listen. And when you understand if they have any doubts, you can clear. But when it comes to online lecturing and when you're not at home and you're already at work, and when you come back home, when they're doing their homework and they still go through those minute doubts, that is when your homework, what you do, works out. You always must have a chapter ready in your head as to what the curriculum of your child has, because when they come up with doubts in this situation, nobody can help them as much as you can as a parent.
So as kids are much into the duration hours for the on-screen things, so as people and we also students, also kids and everyone are on screen for a longer time nowadays. So what are the activities your family has adapted to just get rid of that screen hours for some time?
See, here, right, because all of us have become, there are work from home, there are online education. If you want to order something, it's all online. Yes, as you said, probably in 24 hours in a day, we might probably be staring at the screen for 16 hours. But some of the things that what we can do is probably, once we are all done with our work and respective education or your work from home part, you just take some time off with your family and just sit, have a cup of tea or a juice, or just play some board games like Monopoly or chess, or try to list something which is not related to technology, or try to have a conversation, tell each other how you feel or what you think, if you have any ideas, share your ideas, your thoughts. There are so many other things that you can talk about, but I think taking the initiation of spending some time apart from the technology is what matters, because not everyone, even if they think about it, they don't get to a stage to implement it.
Well, yes.
Yeah, everyone has to put in. See, it's not just India that's been affected, it's across the world. So here right now, all we have is each other. So if we cannot come up with anything that can help each other, then we as a human being, we are failing.
Well, that's very great. As a parent, you put on your role very well. And now we will get back to you for the further opinions to collect from you regarding the educational institutions. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Hanisha, for the call. And this is Vasvi. We are taking a wrap now. So when the school education and the drastic era of the education system has been changed from a traditional classroom to a digital classroom, a number of difficulties and number of benefits here all around, and adjusting with everything is what the world is doing. And this is what the updates with me, Vasvi Kalaro, in today's School Scan. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.